What's happening, everyone? It's Abdallah here, and I am joined with a very special guest, none other than the Nintendo fangirl herself. Sam, what's happening?
Hi. Not much. Ready for E3?
Yes, absolutely. Today's video is going to be all about E3 2018 predictions. It's going to be really fun. So thank you so much for coming and joining with us. Sam, it's awesome. Awesome to have you.
No problem. Happy to be here.
Yeah. So I've been a fan of your channel for a long time. We've spoken plenty of times in the past. So this is going to be a really fun way that we can get all of our thoughts out of what's going to be happening in the upcoming E3 2018. So yeah, let's get started. What are you most excited for, Sam?
Oh, I'm most excited for the things that we don't know is coming. You know, it's like the things that we know we're going to see some stuff, and that's fine, that's good and well, but I'm excited for what we don't know.
Yeah, absolutely. And you guys know the internet right now. I mean, there's full of leaks everywhere and screenshots of Nintendo's presentation lists and everything like that. But you got to take that stuff with a grain of salt. So let's jump on into it. We've got pretty much a note card set with all of our predictions of what we may think could happen, what probably could happen, and then we're going to throw some things that are shots in the dark. So if you guys are excited for our discussion on Nintendo's E3 presentation and our prediction, definitely let us know by smashing that like button and, of course, subscribing to both of us. Definitely check out Sam's YouTube channel. So here we go. Let's address the big elephant in the room, right? Smash Bros.
Yes. Of course.
Ever since we got that reveal trailer, everyone's been going bonkers over who's going to be in the new Smash Bros. You should put this character in there. You should put that character in there. I even made a prediction of like what that little the shadows in the background looks like. There's a lot of things happening, and I feel that this entire E3 presentation is going to primarily be all about Smash. So let's. What do you think is going to happen at E3 regarding the new Smash Bros?
Well, I think that's definitely right. I think there's no question that they're going to do a lot of focus on Smash because we know it's coming this year. And we know that they're going to be we already got the tournament coming, the invitational coming this year at E3. So we know that at least that is going to be Smash-centric, obviously. But I think we're going to see, you know, as much of a roster that they're willing to give us before launch, or they're going to hint towards it and say that there's another direct coming closer to launch. And I also think we're going to get a launch date.
Yeah. I'm thinking what, like holiday this year?
I'm leaning towards October.
Okay.
A little bit earlier, because I have a feeling that they're going to push some other games out before the holiday, and they were going to want to get Smash out first.
I see. I mean, it's a great time. Like, holiday is going to be huge. And just looking at our list of all our talking points, like, there's a lot of games coming out. Like, how are we going to play them all? So, yeah, just like the 2014, correct me if I'm wrong, 2014 E3 was all about the Smash Bros. For Nintendo Wii U, which was awesome. So I'm going to have a feeling that the entire floor is going to be just filled with stations for Smash, and then maybe like a couple little stations for something else. That's what I'm really hoping, because that was amazing. That was the first E3 that I went to. Oh. So, yeah, I mean, we could spend all day discussing character predictions, but we're not going to do that, because you guys can let us know in the comment section below what characters do you guys think will be inside Super Smash Bros. It'll be great, a great way of reading all your comments and a good discussion. So, other than Smash, right, that's the big elephant in the room. There was also the game that was announced, which was some sort of Yoshi's Woolly World sequel. What do you think about that?
It's more of like a paper style, like paper cut, crafty situation going on. Yeah. It's similar to Woolly World, but it looks a little, I don't want to be rude to Woolly World, but it looks to me better. And it's obviously for Switch, which everyone is hyped over right now, so. Oops.
So, do you think that we'll get some sort of release date, or maybe a trailer, playable demo?
I think all of the above.
Yeah.
I think that if it's still coming this year, which I think is definitely the case, it's probably going to be pretty close to completion at this point. I think it's probably going to be a playable demo on the floor, a new trailer. I don't think they'll focus too much on it because we kind of know what the game is already and we know what's coming. But a title and a launch date, for sure.
That would be awesome. I remember when Yoshi's Woolly World was an actual playable demo at E3 way back in the day. So that that is definitely something that I feel that could happen. So I'm excited for it. It's going to be 2-player couch co-op, which is going to be pretty interesting. And it'll take the same aesthetics like you were kind of talking about, but tweaked a little bit. So I still got my eye on it. All right, now, one of the other games that I'm hoping we'll get some more information on is definitely the Fire Emblem 2018 game. All right. Yes, so what do you think about that? Tell us.
Well, I mean, we know 2018, but we haven't seen anything of it yet. So they got to show a lot if they're really going to keep this launch window open to 2018. We've got to see some gameplay. We got to know what we're actually getting here. Right. I wouldn't be surprised if we're getting some kind of a new feature that works really well on the Switch, but I guess we'll see.
Yeah, I know that Fire Emblem Heroes has been making millions upon millions of dollars every month ever since launch. So I can only imagine that they'd be using Intelligent Systems and Nintendo. They'd be using those funds to make this like the most outstanding Fire Emblem game ever.
It should be.
I'm really hoping that they do knock it out of the park. Give us a little bit more information, maybe something playable. But honestly, with all these games, I don't mind if they're pushed back a little bit because this whole holiday season is going to be crazy.
Yeah,
what do you think?
I agree. I wouldn't be surprised either if it was pushed back just because they haven't shown anything. But I also wouldn't be surprised if they're like, yeah, it's like pretty much done. It's coming in September or something.
Right, absolutely. Maybe some new characters, maybe some returning characters from Fates and Awakening, which a lot of people are arguing about. Or what if it was Fire Emblem, like some sort of crazy collection where they've been secretly localizing every single Fire Emblem game, and you're going to have all of them at your fingertips.
All of them. That would be awesome.
That would be cool.
That's a lot to ask for, but it would be awesome.
Well, they're taking our money, so, they got the millions.
Yeah,
let's make it happen, right?
Yeah.
At least as DLC or a season pass or something, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
That would be really, really cool.
That would be really fun. All right, now moving on, we're going to talk about Metroid Prime 4. Okay, tell me what you think about that. What are your predictions on the new upcoming Metroid Prime game?
Well, I'm really ready to see some gameplay and some actual video of what, does Samus look any different? Do we get a new suit? The Metroid Prime games are basically the only Metroid games that I've put any time into. So I'm really ready for Metroid Prime 4. And I am ready for a release date. I'm ready for gameplay. And I'm ready for some kind of a really nice cinematic trailer. Because I think that's one of the games that can really use those kind of cinematics well.
Oh yeah, totally. Like I love the Metroid Prime trilogy when that got released. That was awesome. It was really awesome. So yeah, Retro Studios, they knocked that game out of the park, and like you said, I just can't wait. Give us something for it. Everyone, all the Metroid fans are just going nuts over that. Yeah. Ever since that 3DS release came out, did you get a chance to play that one at all?
I barely started it. It's such a nice feeling to play.
Right.
I just haven't gotten around to finishing it.
I got to get back on and finishing those games. Yes. All right. So I would say the internet in general is going crazy over Pokemon, right? Yes. For those of you guys who didn't pay attention to last year's E3, they had some sort of announcement that said, hey, Pokemon fans, we're working on the next game for Nintendo Switch. Hold your horses, right? And that's all we got last year. Yeah. And they said something about, 2018. So everyone's going crazy about, Pikachu and Eevee and some other crazy Generation 1. Here's a leak there. Here's a leak there. What do you think is going to happen with the Pokemon franchise in 2018? What's going to happen at E3? What are we going to get?
Well, I think a lot of the rumors are a little too specific to be ignored in general, but it's hard to say. I think that this Switch game that we're going to get is probably going to be something that we haven't really seen before. I don't think that it's going to be a straight, something like Pokemon X on the Switch. I think that we're hopefully going to be getting something that's just a little bit different, but I also don't think we're going to be getting kind of the radical change to the Pokemon series that a lot of people were hoping for. I don't think that we're going to suddenly have these like huge built out Pokemon MMO or anything like that. But
right, but what if?
That would be amazing. That's what I was asking for originally. And I don't think that it's completely out of the question for the future. Or maybe that there's a game like that completely separate from the rumors that's in production or is going to be announced. Nintendo is pretty good at being tight-lipped when they want to be. It's possible.
I would say so. Yeah, like imagine, okay, so Pokemon and Nintendo Switch, that's pretty much portability, just like the Nintendo 3DS ones. So, just like Pokemon Go is like super popular. That's another app game that's making millions of dollars every month.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you take that and you go out with it. So what if, I mean, there was some sort of correlation between Pokemon Go, the Nintendo Switch version. There's a lot of speculation out there, but what I really want to see is I want to see some sort of gameplay, some sort of concrete, hey, this is what it is. Let's dispel all the myths and just go from there. I think it's going to be good.
Yeah. You know, there's good points and bad points to like getting that kind of Pokemon Go style features, any of the features in there.
Sure.
But at the end of the day, I'm trying to not make a judgment call on it before I actually see what it is because it could be amazing.
Right. And a lot of people need to be level-headed exactly like you are when it comes to those things. Don't jump to conclusions unless you give it a chance, right?
Right.
All right,
that's my philosophy.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great philosophy to live by. Moving on, we are talking about new accessories. That was something that you put on our list. New accessories, new Pro controllers, new headsets. Tell us about what you think will be released for this.
Well, I think there's definitely going to be something with Smash. Nintendo's been putting out Pro controllers for Splatoon, and that's, you know, the big multiplayer game that they're promoting. At the time it was, but now Smash is going to be the big one, so I have a feeling that there's going to be some kind of a Pro controller, maybe even a tweaked one, more designed towards the hardcore competitive gamer.
Okay.
But the other big thing is I think that they really have to and probably will unveil some kind of a new voice chat device, because right now the only voice chat device available is the Splatoon 2 one.
Right.
And they're really promoting voice chat. They have it actually on their Nintendo Switch Online website. They're saying, like, go ahead, like, you can do voice chat through the phone app. But they can't heavily promote it for Smash using the Splatoon 2 device, so I have a feeling that they're going to stick something else in there.
Do you think that they're going to make it, like, less backwards and, like, all convoluted, where you gotta connect your headset into your phone and your phone into your Switch, and, like, do you think they're just gonna make it, hey, just plug in a headset into the Nintendo Switch and just start calling? Do you think they're ever gonna do that? Or
amazing.
I don't know.
The time to announce that would have been preferably when they announced the Switch Online stuff a week or two ago.
Yeah.
But it's totally possible. If they've developed the technology for it and they want to unveil it for Smash, then I guess this would be another opportune time to do it. So I would love that personally. I'm not a big fan of the current voice chat system. But it's hard to say whether they're making that advancement or not. But it would be a good time to unveil it if they are.
Oh yeah, especially like just like you said, like all the new Nintendo Switch Online that's happening later on this year. That would be really good, really good.
Yes.
But you know, at the same time, I don't know, maybe Nintendo is stubborn about that, and I can kind of see why. You know, they're kind of maybe not pushing it as much, but I don't know.
Right.
Here's hoping, right?
Here's hoping.
Okay, so we talked about the accessories, Pro controllers, maybe some stuff for the Smash release. Let's talk about Bayonetta, right? Yeah.
Bayonetta.
So more recently.
That's another one.
Yeah.
We haven't seen it in a while.
Yeah,
and
we have not
seen
really
much
heard
of it.
too much. No, there's not been so much information about Bayonetta 3. We got the reveal trailer that happened last year. We've got the duo pack of Bayonetta 1 and 2 that came out earlier this year, which, by the way, if you haven't played the game, it is an outstanding game.
Yes.
Oh, man.
So yeah,
Bayonetta 3. What do you think will happen? Will we get a reveal trailer? Will we get anything? When is it coming out?
It could go two ways. It could be nowhere near done with development, in which case they're probably not going to even talk about it.
Sure.
But I'm hoping that it's actually close to being done with development, and it's in which case they're probably going to give a release date for later this year, and some gameplay. I don't know if that's the case. There's a good chance that it's not close at this point, but there's also a good chance that it is.
I'm hoping like 2019. That would be great.
2019 is totally respectable, and I'm thinking early 2019 is the most likely situation.
Right, first quarter. There we go. You got some earnings happening over there. But yeah, the team at Platinum really has to step it up because Bayonetta 2 is just so outstanding and so like over the top. So Bayonetta. I personally can't wait. It was great.
Me too.
And here's hoping we get something like a little sneak peek. Maybe continue the tradition of last year where they reveal the trailer that they're working on it, and maybe just a little bit more. That would be awesome.
Yeah.
All right. So we were talking earlier about the online multiplayer that's Nintendo Online services that are happening later on.
Yes.
Which you got to pay a fee per month, whatever. Pay a fee per year. You got a family pack. You're gonna get a whole bunch of NES games that you can play online. So do you think that we're gonna get any announcement of this? Like what games we're gonna get? How's the online going to work? Tell me about what your thoughts on that is.
I think they're probably not going to dwell on it too much because they know that there's not a lot of people who are super psyched over paying for things in general.
Right.
But I would not be surprised if they talk more about the 20 NES titles that they're going to have available at launch of the service in September. Specifically the multiplayer features in them.
Yeah.
Because we've seen the Super Mario Brothers arcade game that's out on the Switch. But other than that, we don't have a lot of details or understanding on how multiplayer features are going to work in these other 19 games. And it could be something really interesting that they're ready to show off. Things like we don't know what multiplayer on The Legend of Zelda is going to be like, and that could be something that they're happy to show.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Nintendo Switch, I just want a lot more online functionality. Yeah. I think that Nintendo is doing a pretty decent job right now. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, Splatoon 2, those are great online games, but the library's got to get way bigger. And putting like a new spin on older titles that are like 20 plus years old, that's awesome. So I can't wait to hear.
That's my favorite feature of the online service.
Right.
I think it's just a really cool thing that other companies aren't doing, other game developers, not at this volume at least. And it's really exciting to see what they're going to do with it. Okay,
let's talk about Mario and his sports career. Now, we're getting Mario Tennis Aces towards the end of June. I'm not honestly sure if they're going to focus so much on Mario Tennis Aces during E3, considering it'll just come out, within later on the month. Maybe there'll be a station, but what do you think? Are they going to announce another one? Are they going to do another spin-off? What do you think about that?
I think that Mario Sports is a big thing that they're always going to hold to, and I think that it's really well suited to the Switch and the multiplayer features. And I also think with the announcement of the paid online service, they're going to do everything they can to promote their online multiplayer games. So my thought is that a new Mario Sports game is going to be announced as well, and I'm hoping for golf personally. I'm a Mario Golf fan.
Really? Like Mario Golf?
Yes. That's my favorite Mario Sports title.
Have you played Mario Sports Mix?
I have not.
Ooh,
Should that be my favorite?
Well, there is actually a volleyball simulator in there.
Oh.
And that volleyball sim of Mario Volleyball was by far the coolest game that Mario's ever played as far as sports go, in my opinion. It was so much fun.
Okay.
You should go pick it up.
So maybe Mario Volleyball.
All right, so yeah, new sports game and more just like online. That's kind of what
Yes.
you and I want. A lot of the people want some more online gameplay. So let's talk about some rumors of a Nintendo 64 Mini. Right?
Yeah.
Nintendo's been recently trademarking some new Nintendo 64 things. So like, is this going to happen? What do you think about that?
I think it's coming. Don't know if E3 is the place to announce it. I definitely think it's coming, and I really, really want an N64 Mini. Nintendo 64 games are the ones that I most often want to return to.
Yeah.
So fingers crossed.
I'm crossing my fingers on it too, but like I can only imagine the hurdles that Nintendo would have to go through to get the licensing on some of those games.
Yeah, I think that probably a lot of classics are going to be left out.
Yeah,
which is the downside,
and that's not that fun. Like if you, I'm pretty sure that like everyone has their N64, their niche N64 title that they really, really like, but maybe that developer has gone out of business or merged with a different developer, and going through all those hoops could be different. And they did also announce that they're going to be restocking the NES Classic this holiday, so maybe they're going to focus on maybe re-releasing that this holiday season. Then maybe in 2019 they'll do some sort of N64 Classic. But then also at the same time, like if they're going to do an N64 Classic, does that eliminate a Nintendo Switch Virtual Console?
Well, I think that there was a tweet that went out. Was it a tweet? I don't remember who said it, but somebody at Nintendo did say that there weren't plans to bring Virtual Console to the Switch.
Right.
Very
and
sad.
I think that tweet was more geared towards the Virtual Console branding.
Right. So we could get something. What I'm hoping for is that after these 20 NES titles are released, they decide to expand this online service with the free games to other older consoles.
Yes.
And I love that because then you're paying $20 a year for full access to this whole library. But guess we'll see. But we do have these 20 NES titles on top of the NES Classic. So having the N64 Classic wouldn't really negate that necessarily.
True that. I can't wait. N64, I love that generation.
I do
so let's move on. These are going to be some shots in the dark. And I know you're a big fan of Animal Crossing, right?
Yes,
You love Animal Crossing.
I love Animal Crossing.
I love Animal Crossing too. And will we get some sort of announcement for an Animal Crossing for Switch? We've got a lot of things happening this holiday season, right? We already talked about Smash, talked about Yoshi, Fire Emblem, Pokemon. That's 4 huge titles that are going to be taking up that holiday. That's too much. You gotta spread it out. So what do you think? An announcement for Animal Crossing or what?
I think with everything that we already know is coming out this year, it's extremely unlikely that Animal Crossing is going to also be thrown in the mix.
Right.
But I know that Nintendo absolutely knows how many people want Animal Crossing, and I think that there's something that's just on the verge of being announced. And this might be the year that we get like a little teaser so that we know that we haven't been forgotten, us Animal Crossing fans.
Right.
Because like we don't really know what Nintendo's going to tease. We've already got Metroid, we've already got everything else, Fire Emblem, and all the things that people have been asking for. But no mention for Animal Crossing on the Switch. Pocket Camp is another mobile game that's been doing very well. So I think this might be the time to just give a little like, hey, it's being made, but probably not a launch anytime soon.
Right. And like you said, I mean, I think that was really cool that, the Pokemon Company, during last E3, they said, hey, heads up, you know what? Here, we're working on it. That's what we need for Animal Crossing. And then everyone can then start speculating, it'd be really cool if you can do this in Animal Crossing, or you can do this, and that'd be great. Oh my gosh, I can't wait.
And I think that's all that's needed is some kind of acknowledgement. That's it. I'll be happy with that.
Yeah. And you can keep on leveling up in Pocket Camp, right? You just keep going.
I'm up to like level 70 right now.
Oh gosh, awesome.
I play a lot of Pocket Camp.
Oh, good times. I remember that game. It was fun. All right, so let's talk about one of the franchises that I hold near and dear to me, which is Yokai Watch, right?
Yokai Watch, yes.
Yokai Watch. All right, so Yokai Watch came out of Japan and towards the States in 2015, and the reception has been okay. I mean, we're in the United States. We're big Pokemon fans,
right?
And it's hard to, it's hard to let another monster battling collecting game, kind of come in and do its thing. But I love the franchise; it's been awesome.
Right. Me too.
We can potentially get a localization of Yokai Watch 3. What do you think is going to happen with that?
I think it's possible. I lean towards it not happening or not being a big launch. Just because the sales have been somewhat subpar for all of the other localizations so far.
Sure.
But I think that it's a loved enough franchise that people will buy it, so Nintendo knows that they're not completely throwing their money away if they decide to do a localization.
Right. And I mean, the game's pretty much done. All they really have to do is change some names around, add some text. Other than that, I mean, there's also a spin-off title called Yokai Watch Blasters that is potentially coming out this summer, which a lot of people have been speculating. I've been talking about it nonstop ever since that game came out in Japan. So I'm hoping that we do get some information. I know that Level 5 will most likely be at the convention, and maybe get some FaceTime with them so we can ask. But I would love to see at least if... if Nintendo did some sort of, like they did in the Nintendo Direct, like a rapid fire, hey, here's like 10 3DS titles to look forward to. And then they threw in Yokai Watch Blasters. They threw in Yokai Watch 3. I think that would be really awesome.
Right. I think that's totally possible.
Very, very possible. All right. You're a fan of Kingdom Hearts. You've been streaming that game on your Twitch. You've been,
I'm a new fan. I only started playing through the games. I played it a long time ago, but I only just started for Twitch for fun.
I've never played the Kingdom Hearts games. I see the allure. I love Disney movies. I love RPGs. I don't know. I just never got a chance to. They've been on different platforms.
I'm the same way, and that's why I'm only just now kind of getting around to playing it, and it's great. It's a little dated now, but it's still great.
So, what do you think is going to happen with the Kingdom Hearts franchise on Nintendo Switch? I mean, we've had, what do we have, like Dream Drop Distance on Nintendo 3DS?
And we have 365 over something days.
It's so convoluted. I don't honestly even know where to start. If I were to start playing that game, I'd be like, okay, there's like,
that's actually like one of the very few Kingdom Hearts games that I attempted, which it turns out was the wrong one to attempt. But
oh yeah. All right. So
I think Kingdom Hearts. It's such a big franchise, and I think it would do so well on the Switch, or on Nintendo consoles in general, but they missed the boat on all of the other ones. But the Switch could be so well suited to Kingdom Hearts. I think it would be a jump to say that Kingdom Hearts 3 would work on the Switch, because it's an extremely intensive game.
Yeah.
But Square Enix is all about re-releasing the Kingdom Hearts games. There's so many iterations. I have probably 3 or 4 different versions of Kingdom Hearts 1. And there's no reason why they wouldn't be able to port that to the Switch. And I think it would be silly of them not to. That doesn't mean that they will do it. But it makes sense for them to do so, and I wouldn't be completely shocked if they made an announcement like that. I'm thinking something along the lines of a Kingdom Hearts collection, kind of like the 1.5 and 2.5 final mix that's out on PS4.
Sure.
It could work on Switch.
That would be really fun. I would pick it up, and as someone who's never played the series, that would be great. It would be great to reach that audience that has never played them before.
And it's the kind of thing that would be really useful for Square Enix while promoting Kingdom Hearts 3, because then they can get people who haven't been into the series to get into it. Get ready for the sequel.
Exactly. Just like Bayonetta. Like, I didn't play Bayonetta when it came out on PlayStation or other consoles, and then, boom, it's over here. And I'm like, dude, how did I miss this game? It's like, come on now.
Yeah.
All right. So Kingdom Hearts, possibly, maybe. Let's give that a shot. All right. What are we talking about? Final Fantasy. You're a fan of Final Fantasy.
Well, I haven't played a ton of Final Fantasy, but and I said this last year for my last year's E3 predictions, but I feel like something with Final Fantasy VII has to come to Switch. It has to be in development for a Nintendo console. And the only reason that I feel so strongly about that is because of the cloud inclusion in Smash. In Smash 4. There's something to it. I don't know what it is, but there's something there.
I mean, I love Final Fantasy VII. That's one of my favorite ones that I played. I can't say I play every single Final Fantasy game, but I played through 7 when I was in high school, and it was a cool one, right?
Yeah.
Hook it up.
It's the most popular, pretty much. I would say. I mean, I don't have numbers or anything, but Final Fantasy
arguably.
is completely.
You just cover it with arguably.
Arguably the most popular.
Yeah.
Cloud is an extremely popular character, so it's also possible that Nintendo and Square were just like, hey, Cloud is good for Smash. But I feel like there is or was something there that hasn't been announced yet.
Right.
But it could also be something that got canceled.
Maybe Cloud can have the Marth treatment. Like, remember when Marth was released for Super Smash Bros. Melee, people are like, who's this guy? What game did he come from? And then people started liking and looking into Fire Emblem. So maybe it'll have that kind of effect. That'd be pretty cool.
That would be. Yeah.
All right, moving on. All right, so Game of the Year 2017, Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, right? What are we going to see anything Zelda related? That's
it's hard to say. I feel like it's way too soon for another Zelda title to be ready for launch.
Sure.
We don't know anything, but I think this is another one that we could hear something like, hey, the next Zelda title is in production right now.
Sure.
Because everyone likes to hear about Zelda. There's no argument there.
Yeah, and then didn't we hear that, like, Grezzo's taking on another remake of Link's Awakening?
Yeah, there's something happening, but I'm not sure what.
So again, like, if they do one of those Nintendo Direct rapid fire, here are the 3DS games coming out, boom, right there. Link's Awakening for
Link's Awakening.
3DS or something. That would be cool.
It would be. My personal hope, and I've been saying this since before Breath of the Wild even came out, is that I want Nintendo to do another Majora's Mask style sequel. Not a sequel, but you know how with Majora's Mask they took all the assets, all the lands, the characters, all that stuff, and just made it into something completely different. I think they could do the same thing with Breath of the Wild, and it would do so well.
Okay, watch this. Legend of Zelda, Breath of the Wild, Battle Royale.
Battle Royale.
Battle Royale. You get 100 naked Links paragliding down into the land. Into the land of Hyrule, right? You only have 3 hearts. They come on down,
descend upon the castle.
Yeah, you can choose where you want to land, just like Fortnite, right? And then you go around looting chests. You can get some armor.
I mean, that would actually be awesome.
Yes, I know. Okay, so there we go. Nintendo, you can have the idea.
That's what we're gonna get.
And then it will be last one standing, and you can go from there. Done.
I mean, I'll even just take it, as a nice DLC. That would be really cool. I haven't thought about that one.
that is genius. Okay, so I was doing research on season passes and DLC, and I noticed that, like, okay, well, in Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, you can't get all the 100% hearts and stamina, like, anymore. Like, you have to pick and choose. And at the same time, they don't allow you to collect every single DLC armor. It's like there's not enough room in your inventory for it. I was like...
Yeah.
Okay, so one more. Give me one more DLC pack. It'll be the Battle Royal. You'll fix the max stamina. You'll fix the inventory. And then we get to play this awesome online. It doesn't have to be 100 people. It can just be like 20 people at a time if you want. And then maybe shrink.
That's another thing to use the online service. There you go.
Right, done. And then it could be like Splatoon, right? Okay, it could be... Okay, man, I'm just going to go off on tangent. Here we go. So the levels... Because obviously Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, it's too big. It's too big to do that, right? The land is just gigantic. So they can take, like, quarters of it, like, once a week. Like, here's week 1, we're going to go over to the Snow Mountain or whatever. We'll go over to the Zora's Domain. Dude, that'd be so... Okay, you know what? I'm going to stop.
That would be really interesting.
That would be. All right, let's move on. So, racing, right? F-Zero, is that a franchise that's going to come back? What do you think?
I felt pretty sure about it last year, and then that wasn't announced. now I feel like every year that passed, when it doesn't get announced, it's less likely to happen. But, you know, it's one of those things that people have been asking for so long.
Yeah.
It's probably not incredibly difficult to develop because they already have a lot of other... They have Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, which they can use as a shell, basically, for F-Zero. They're probably... almost definitely creating the Captain Falcon assets for Smash.
Put two and two together, right?
It seems like an obvious thing, but it's also seemed like an obvious thing in the past. So I don't know.
I agree with you on that one. I would like to see it, and I'd like to see it online too. That would be really cool to be playing that game.
Definitely, that would be a fun one.
All right, now let's talk about the Mario Party franchise. Now, the Mario Party franchise has been pretty huge, right? Every single system has some sort of iteration of Mario Party. We just recently got the Mario Party Top 100 for Nintendo 3DS, which was revisiting 100 of the minigames all throughout the span of the series. Do you think that we're going to get anything Mario Party related for Switch?
Well, Mario Party is one of those games that would be perfectly suited to the online service that's coming out.
Sure.
I think that it's totally possible. It's been some time since we've had a main console Mario Party game. I think this might be a time for its return. It's also really well suited to Switch with the portable gameplay.
Oh, yeah. Totally. Like, I still want, like, a Mario Party Collections game. I really do.
I agree. Completely.
I do. And then
I love Mario Party.
If they made the Mario Party Collections online, oh my gosh.
That would be awesome.
That would
Mario
be too
Party
cool.
Online is something that really hasn't been done to its full capacity yet, and it should be. It would be amazing.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of logistics, though. I can only imagine that, like, someone would disconnect. Like, right before they're about to lose.
They're long games. It's not the kind of thing where a disconnection is like, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, anyway, I mean, we can keep on dreaming. So those are, again, shots in the dark. All right, one of the things that I was kind of looking at was, season passes, right? Whenever you purchase a game, the developers do a really good job of immersing you into the world of that game. Case in point, Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. They want you to experience even more of the toy box that is Hyrule, so they come out with a season pass, they tweak some things, they add it. You've got games like Splatoon 2 with the Octo expansion. You've got Mario + Rabbids Kingdom Battle, where you're going to do an entire new world with Donkey Kong. So it was kind of interesting to me that Mario Odyssey, one of the top 10 best-selling games on Nintendo Switch, a Mario game, doesn't have anything like that. So do you think that they're going to add anything else to the game, or do you feel that the free DLC of, like, hey, here's Luigi's Balloon World, here's a couple extra costumes, and that's kind of the end of it? What do you think on that?
I think Nintendo's been doing really well with the free DLC, and people love free DLC because it shows dedication to a game beyond the initial release. But if Nintendo could pull off something really awesome, especially something really awesome that uses online multiplayer within the Mario universe, there could totally be some kind of a DLC that warrants a season pass of some kind. There's so much unexplored area in Odyssey that so many people have kind of glanced over.
Right.
Could definitely do something there.
Right, like a teased Delfino Island. If we go back to Sunshine, that would be awesome. Or, like the Cloud Kingdom and the Ruined Kingdom. The two worlds in that game that were just an afterthought, not fully developed. I would love to see something like that. And playable Luigi, New Game Plus. Come on now.
Yeah. Get some Waluigi in there, too, while we're at it.
Yeah, there we go.
I'll take it.
Oh, man. All right, well, I would say that would conclude our thoughts and predictions on E3 2018. Sam, it's been a pleasure. Thank you so much for coming on board.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, those of you guys that have not checked out Sam's YouTube channel, go check it out. You're going to be streaming on Twitch as well, NintendoFanGirl. What else are you doing?
Well, I'm not going to E3 this year, so I'll be at home watching it live and giving all my reactions through YouTube, I think.
That'll be fun.
It's exciting. And live tweeting. I love tweeting. I'm a tweet fanatic.
Yes. So go follow Nintendo Fangirl. Thank you guys so much for watching this awesome collaboration. If you guys are very interested in even more E3 stuff, make sure you guys subscribe. And then we're looking forward to reading all of your comments in the comment section below. What do you guys think is going to happen? What did you guys think of what we said? And do you agree with us? Do you disagree with us? And then, of course, let us know why. Looking forward to it. But yeah, that's going to be it for our video. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to hit that like button on the way out and subscribe to both of us. We'll see you on the next one. Take care.